up the microphone so we can record. I'm doing this because there are new people in HMS, and I know for a fact they haven't watched all the videos because I looked today and there are 81 videos in the Hustler Mindset Project. Some of these videos are short, but most of them fall in the 30 to 40 minute range, which is probably about 45, maybe 50 hours of content. I haven't measured each one, but that's a lot of stuff. So the new thing is to bring people up and to start at the beginning, and this is going to rotate. We'll just go through it. I'll start with one older video because this is the very first one, August 31st, 2012. And then that's the first session. That's like the Monday session. And then on Thursday, we'll jump into the Hustler University because I figure one session a week is plenty because, like I said, with the feedback that came from people that wanted to reset, some people were up to speed. Some were like, whoa, this is too much because you have all these things in your life. So I figured this would be a way to kill two birds with one stone. Get people up to speed, and actually the hustler mindset is actually kind of old now. It's just like, it's kind of blowing my mind. So some of this stuff needs to be revisited because just like I learned from Earl Nightingale and Lead the Field, you have to listen to it over and over again, over and over again. And I was listening to this and I was just thinking about, the time in hospice and everything and how I didn't want to go up there, but it wasn't about me. It was about my friend. And that's one of the ways that you can develop courage to help you in your own life, because everyone here has probably lost someone that they care deeply about. And it really fucks with you. It does in ways you can't even imagine. And I would rather go through that than not have those strong bonds that produce such strong emotions when that person transforms to the other side. So, it's a lot easier for me to talk about this stuff now because, we're going on almost 2 years now. But you can develop courage in very hard times. So that is the deal. That's what's going on. And also with Reselology, I'm really hyped. I'm really, really hyped about this because I'm going to take you through my incorporation process. Because in my mind, I say, this is simple stuff. But once again, when I put up Hustler U, I was thinking, oh, this is easy. This won't be too much. And I was wrong. So instead of going ahead and assuming that everyone knows this, because there are people who will know it and there were people who will not know it. And a lot of stuff's going to come off with Reselology, and that's going to be a separate tab. We're still going to go with Hustler U. There'll still be things there. And Reselology will just be almost like a video diary of what I'm doing. So you can see it because I'm really excited because there's all these payment processors out there. If you've ever been had the financial rape of going through a financial analysis or financial review with a merchant card, they were brutal. They were so brutal. Now you have so many choices. You could screw you, I'm going over here. And I've signed up with WePay, which operates exactly like PayPal. I haven't used it yet, but I signed up and they qualify you on the front end. So I'm going to do a section on all the payment processors out there, whether you can use it on your phone and things like that. And Reselology, because Reselology is, I'm getting hyped. Just to put it this way, I'm very, very hyped. I'm very hyped about all of this stuff. And if you notice with the YouTube videos, I've really stopped. I've actually removed the links to, because like I said, the HMS audio book club is going away. And I've really pulled back from advertising the Hustler Mindset. Because what I do is, at the end of long videos, I put special offers, or I call them Easter eggs, and I tell people not to mention them. And I'm getting better people into HMS. Because if you can watch a 30 to 40 minute video, you're our kind of people. Because those people with very short attention spans, those people who want magic jelly beans, there are no magic jelly beans in HMS. And they need to go somewhere else. So I'm working on bringing a better group because I noticed, today, I had a consultation with one of HMS members, and it was so fun. It was fun. And she was hyped, and I was hyped because I think she's onto a very killer business model. And that's what I want to do, because the new thing is there's going to be a new YouTube channel, something like 100K in a year or something like that, because that's going to be one of the missions. I want all of you to get to the point where you have a six-figure take-home salary. But first, you got to get to six figures, and then you grow a little bit more, and just keep pushing your business, because that's going to be the core theme of HMS. And it doesn't matter what you want to do, because she's going to do a business she never even thought about, but she kind of like stumbled upon, and it's perfect for her personality. So there's going to be more stuff like that. So with that, I am opening up. Let's see. What kind of questions? Yo, can you see me? Yep, I can see you. Let's see. This is from Steven. Our first storage auction as their company is tomorrow. These bitches at Uncle Bob don't answer their phone. And the website says not even. Okay. This is what you do with storage auctions. The day before the auction is the worst day to call, because they're not going to answer because they get overwhelmed. You want to start getting in the habit of calling them 3 days before the auction and kind of estimate what may be available, because unless you have back numbers, they're not going to answer, because they will be calling the tenants up until the minute the auctioneer leaves the office to try to get them to pay up, because they're going to make more money and have less hassles. So, yeah, you're going to have to... A lot of them are like that, man. It's crazy. Let's see. All right. He quit his job. He's moving full time. It takes courage, because the thing is, there's a guy in this month's Inc. magazine that I hopefully will be able to contact and interview, because his story is awesome, and it deals with that very challenge. This guy was making $1.4 million a year as a research analyst for an equity fund, and he let that go to start a company. And his house was foreclosed on. He and his family had to move from a very crisp and upper crust lifestyle to an apartment. And in the middle of running this company, he was offered a 3-year contract at $1 million a year from another equity firm. And the thing is, with equities, what he did, equity researcher, you have to stay current, because the longer he stays out of it, the offers are going to be fewer and far between, or none at all, because of age also. And he turned the money down, and his company was a success. So it's that kind of determination. A lot of people who I would consider not risk adverse would think of that as crazy. There's like, God, you turned $3 million down. If it was me. And the thing is, if they were that person, they would do exactly what that person did. But hey, my hat's off to you, because a lot of people won't do it. Wow, today is my late grandmother's birthday, and tomorrow's buying capital is her money. Do you believe in signs and divine intervention? I do. I actually believe in a lot of stuff that I will share with you that I will never share on YouTube. Okay, Pillow Black says he likes, this is going to help doing this way, starting at the beginning and mixing in Hustler University. Yeah, I figure, it's kind of like 2 tracks, because a lot of people, when you look at all those videos, it's like going to a mountain, and you're at the base of the mountain, and then you look up, and you're like, oh shit, that's tall. I realize it's daunting. So what we're going to do is break the elephant into little pieces, because that kind of goes back to the process method I was talking about. Because if you look at the whole thing, it's enough to make you just say, I don't even want to bother. But when you just put your head down and look at one section, and then do that, and then move to another section, and move to the next section, before you know it, you're done. Well, not before you know it, but systematically you get through it all, and you're not overwhelmed, because I don't want people to be overwhelmed. I want people to be successful, and I want people to take this information and make their lives better. So that's the reason there's been so much change, and there will be more change. There'll be more change. But I like the direction that this is going. Okay, so in the quest, we're running up at like 41 minutes. I'm going to shut it down in probably 4 more minutes, because, like I said, I'm not trying to keep you here forever. And like I said, this stuff will be, because this Q&A, or more like me just giving out information, will be in HMS. And you can ask me a question, because I've kind of changed up my workflow, because I'm going to be out more. So that's one of the reasons I was like front loading, you saw there was like 4 videos up one day. I was using automation, because if you do a YouTube channel, and you're worried about getting your videos out, don't be. Use the schedule function. You can go in and say you put up a video and you want that video to launch next Monday. You can put it up today and it'll go off Monday. And you can actually set up to have 4 or 5 videos in there, and then they'll just launch when you want them to. So it looks like you're being really consistent, because that's what I'm doing with the American Hustler podcast, because that's going on iTunes. But I wanted to have an inventory, so I didn't have to oh, it's Monday, I got to put this on iTunes. So I'm up to 8 sessions of the American Hustler podcast. So I have 2-month inventory already before I start putting it there. And a tip to you, if you want to do iTunes, I did it wrong the first time. I was putting the podcast on YouTube, and then I was putting them on iTunes, and I was hitting the same people across the head with emails, when I was like, okay, if they're on YouTube already, they've seen it. They don't need to go to iTunes. So what I'm doing now is the stuff that's going on iTunes, I'm not even telling people on YouTube that it's on iTunes. I'm putting it there for the people on iTunes to find, so I can get a different audience. Because there's a lot of things that we're going to do in the coming months that will help you with any business you have. In the resale storage auction business, what is the most important cost expense to control? Most important thing is your infrastructure costs. Gas, rent. Let's say you work from home and you spend $2,000 on the unit. You're still going to pay your rent or your mortgage in your house, and you just maybe rent the unit. But when you start getting into infrastructure, it can eat you alive if you don't have a steady sales base, or you're not using multiple channels. Because you can spend a lot of money on product, and if it's good product, it's going to move fast. But it's those infrastructure costs that will kill you. They will eat you alive. One of the many reasons we closed the last storefront was it was just pretty much just paying for itself, and that was it. But we were losing money because of the time, running the store. And this is why I tell people, do a warehouse. Do the warehouse first. Is when you have a store, you have to make it pretty. You have to move stuff around. Call it working your booth, reworking the store. It's very freaking time consuming to work your store, and then you get a few sales. And we just kept looking at the numbers. It's like we're doing better on Craigslist than in the store, because it's like I sometimes would have something real juicy, and I'd leave it in a unit and put it on Craigslist and meet the person there. In an effort not to keep moving stuff, but yeah, controlling those infrastructure costs are the most important, because you can stop buying and then those expenses just stop until you buy again. But infrastructure costs are ongoing whether you make money or not. Yeah, that's real hard. How much inventory does it take to net 6,000? All right, well, I'm actually going to help you with that. Say you buy $3,000 worth of inventory, and you know that you're paying half of what it's worth. Say you're buying 6 MacBook Pros, and you can sell them for $1,000 a piece, but you're getting them for $500. Because when you get into the larger money, your percentage goes down. If you spend $6,000 and you can double your money, that's 12. That's really good. And a lot of people are caught up in spending $1 and making $40. That's real hard, because you're not going to find a bunch of items that you can buy for $1 that's going to consistently make 40, 50, 60, $100. But you can find stuff that you could pay $300 for and sell for 5 or 6 or maybe 700. You can find that all day long. So it's really based on what you think you can sell it for, more so than what the money you have on hand. It depends on what you're buying. April's looking forward to it. Let's see. Okay, so the Q&A session's up to 14 minutes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut it down, but if something crosses your cortex, email me at updates@hms300.com, and I want to put up special ones, because I've got some questions, but I want enough material so it's a decent video. I don't want to put up a 5-minute video I kind of like 20 to 40 minutes. So that's what I'm looking for. So if you got any more questions, send them there. And with that, I'm going to say thanks for coming out. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you joining the Hustler Mindset. And I'll see you on the good side. Did not do that. Okay. Doo-doo, doo-doo.